Some people might be digging out just like that because of the storm that we're tracking. But, you just watched that segment that I shot, a while ago on bombogenesis. Whether or not, Nicole, we're really going to get this storm to typically bomb out, drop into that 24 millibars in 24 hours is still hard to say. We're going to have a chance to talk to Dr. Doug Gillum about it more.
Exactly. And we're referring to a big, powerful storm coming through parts of southern Ontario Christmas Eve right into Christmas Day. So you can see temperatures flirting around the 1 degree mark here in Toronto. And then as we head into Christmas Day around the freezing mark, and then it just shifts into the east.
And this is the thing, you can even see by these icons, we have these partly cloudy skies with some snow flurries, so track is uncertain. So even our forecast, we're not really sure where the track of that storm is going to be yet, why Toronto doesn't have any snow right now. So all could change.
Exactly. So you have to keep tuning into the Weather Network. West Coast for now, Christmas Day rather, Calgary sitting at -8. We're going to see the sunshine for you. Vancouver 3 degrees, really mild over there with sunshine too.
All right, let's take a look. If we can click ahead to the next storm, potentially what it might do. This is the storm that develops. So if you want to play that out, there you go. There's a piece of energy that moves through, this is Monday. It really is more of a clipper system. Now, it depends on how deep this one becomes. And again, I'm going to chat with Doug about this because then we've got the secondary low. So if they split into 2 separate lows, maybe not as powerful as one low.
Exactly. So looking at your forecast today ahead to Christmas, still a lot of question marks around it, but we are going to get a better handle on this as the week goes on. Well, Jaclyn's going to take over talking about some of the top stories today. BC, we've got heavy rain for you.
Yeah, that's right. And more snow in the east. We'll talk about that. And could you avoid another nor'easter?
And, of course, the potential for that Christmas storm. We've got lots of meteorologists behind the scene working on it, and you'll be talking to Dr. Doug Gillum.
Interesting stuff. Thanks, Chris St. Clair. Good morning to you on this Thursday. I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. BC, heavy rain, that will not let up. More snow in the east. We'll talk about that. And this potential Christmas storm, or should I call it storms? Because whether or not it's going to be a big storm in one area where everybody gets a lot of snow, or if it's going to be a few different storms, the models haven't figured that part out yet. And if they haven't figured it out, then we haven't figured it out. So we'll let you know. We'll give you the latest. Friday, Saturday, bit of business. You're going to say goodbye to the rain and you're going to clear out. The long range doesn't look too bad at all. All right, 40 to 60 millimeters in the meantime, though, for Tofino. Comox, you're looking at about 30 to 45 millimeters of rain, and then 45 to 60 in that area there. -13 this morning. Good morning to you in Grand Prairie. -6 with the wind chill in Calgary. -14 for Lloydminster. And by the way, the wind chills again a little brisk this morning, but your temperatures will be at about 4 or 5 degrees above seasonal through Alberta. Saskatchewan, not quite that warm. Manitoba, you're warming. Everybody's going to be warming. So, all right, let's go here to Vaughan, Lancaster, and I'm really wanting a bit of snow for the holidays, and I came upstairs and had a nice blanket of white in my backyard, and then woke up to that again this morning. The bad news is it might be melting because we're getting into some sunshine today, so that solar radiation doing its job and melting the snow. 5 to 10 centimeters for London, back toward the west into the shores of Lake Huron there. That's because of lake effect squalls, but it won't be a major event. So as you can see, about 5 to 10 centimeters, and it's pretty isolated. Wind chills. It's cooler if you haven't noticed out there than it has been most of the week. -6 in Toronto this afternoon is what it'll feel like. You can see they have to get the scrapers out and get rid of a lot of that snow. And they will not likely see that melting, especially if you live in northern New Brunswick. You're going to be hanging on to the snow because temperatures will support that. Plus, you'll get more. So Doketown, Bathurst, anywhere from 10 in the blue. And then up in the white, 20 to 30 centimeters. So the Gas Bay region, you're looking at some hefty snow amounts. Now, it's a tricky forecast, just like it was yesterday. We have that mixing line through Corner Brook. This is the warm front, so we still have the chance of some freezing rain in that area. But down here, don't be alarmed. This is not going to be freezing rain. This will be mixed precipitation. Very different kind of setup in the profile of our atmosphere. So mixed precipitation means a wet snow. Still, be careful out on the roads. Yes, and we cover it all, coast to coast. You can see that in Force of Nature, even international stories. We talk about it all here at the Weather Network. Thanks for joining me. It is a Thursday. It's Friday Eve. We're all eyes on Christmas Eve right now, not just for Santa's sake, but for your own sake, getting in and around wherever you have to go. And a lot of last minute running around on Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. We will let you know your forecast. We are tracking a storm, maybe 2, maybe 3. Let's go to Vancouver right now and take you into Saturday before you clear out. This is our current systems map. You can see this moisture just making its way onshore, and then some strong winds with that as well. We'll talk about those coming up on the hour. Mostly be the central and north coast. 40 to 60 millimeters of rain for Tofino. This area could see quite a bit as well. And then high elevation snowfall. That's good news for ski resorts. A good 15 to 30 centimeters. A look ahead. Now, this is after Saturday, so the moisture is still kind of hanging around by Sunday, and then we clear out, high pressure builds in, and really the long range forecast looks a lot better, a lot clearer, a lot calmer. You can see that we're still going to be seeing a little bit more, 5 to 10 centimeters, with just some residual squalls. East Coast, 10 to 20. How about you in Fredericton? Rain brought snow. Could we see the same kind of setup for, well, the Christmas storm? Let's talk about it, Dr. Doug.
Well, initially it looks like a lot of areas will see rain as we have milder temperatures moving in the pre-Christmas period.
Right.
We have a clipper that'll be tracking towards the Great Lakes, and out ahead of that system, some mild temperatures. And then the question is, where does the next low develop? And it's possible that that low develops in the southeastern states and tracks up towards the Great Lakes, or it could be primarily an East Coast system. That makes a huge difference in terms of the impacts on eastern Canada.
Okay, I want to break this down because you broke it down for me. So there's a 984 low that is up around Lake Michigan, Lake Superior. That's our clipper.
Right.
Then we have another piece of energy down here and another piece of energy up here. Do I have that right?
Well, this is one model solution that suggests that we have competing low centers, one developing in the Gulf, and this will ultimately come towards southern Ontario. But if we have a second low off the east coast, the competing energy would prevent this storm from getting it nearly as strong as some are concerned that it will become. So.
Because a lot of people, weather bomb, a lot of people like to give things a name, right? So they're like Santa bomb, and now it's a Santa bomb hashtag that's trending. What if it doesn't? I mean, it may not be a weather bomb. It may not bomb out.
And that's based on rate of intensification. I think it's unlikely that it actually meets that criteria. Now, if we have competing centers, then this low's not as strong. This is for midnight, Christmas Eve. As you get to Christmas morning, it looks like really no one's going to be seeing some heavy snow, but we could be seeing strong winds with some lake effect snow showers.
So all could change. Keep it here. We'll have you the latest. Good morning to you. I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. Some of the developing stories that we're working on. BC heavy rain. This just will not let up. And more snow in the east. We'll talk about that. And how about that Christmas storm? We are all over it, whether it is one big storm or 2 or 3 storms that are smaller. That's how the weather works in the atmosphere. 45 to 60 millimeters in the forecast by Friday night. And then high elevation snowfall to 15 to 30 centimeters of snow for Whistler. That's great news for skiers. And the snow levels are going to be a little lower, even into the long range, although the storm track will be calming down. So we are looking at that storm, but then after that, it kind of relaxes. So that's good. It'd be a bit of a break for the rain. This morning I did, where I live just west of Hamilton, 5 to 10 centimeters in the forecast through tomorrow morning. This is some lake effect snow. High pressure, though, is really the feature that moves in by Friday and Saturday. So enjoy a nice weekend. The snow you got maybe melting. Watching the next system, I just talked about bundling the energy and that sort of stuff. Here's the next storm. That's an Alberta clipper that's going to move in. This will likely be falling as rain because temperatures are going to be warming up. It's how this starts to interact with other storms down to the south that will dictate what happens on our Christmas Day storm. Storm in the forecast initially that looked like it was going to move up the eastern seaboard by the weekend, but now that's tracking out at sea. So I'm keeping a very close eye on the models, as you can see, right into Christmas with the assistance of Dr. Doug, my mentor. All right, Gas Bay region, 20 to 30 plus centimeters still. Bathurst, same deal for you. Doketown up through the north, you could see maybe 30 centimeters. Mixed precipitation, though, still a story. So it's one of those tricky forecasts, both this afternoon and in the evening, where we're seeing the separation of milder air bringing rain, ice pellets, freezing rain potentially through Corner Brook and northwestern parts of Newfoundland, but all the way down into the Maritimes, it should just be mixed. So there's a difference between mixed and freezing rain. It really could be just, wet snow and not really all that slick or slippery, but freezing rain. We know what that can do to the roads. Edmonton, you're still going to stay in snow, and you can still expect quite a bit more on the way. And it is Friday Eve, and we're only about a week away from Christmas Eve. We will talk about both beginning right now. Developing stories. I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. It is so nice to have you along. We appreciate you staying with us. A lot of big stories as we get into Christmas, and we'll talk about a potential Christmas storm, more snow in the east, and BC heavy rain that just won't let up. Will it in the long range before things clear out? Let's take a look through Friday, tomorrow night. 15 to 30 plus centimeters for Whistler. Great news, as snow levels have been quite high lately. Now they're coming down, which means it can snow at a lower altitude. 45 to 60 millimeters in the forecast as far as rainfall. And then 45 to 60 millimeters in Tofino, Comox, you'll see less. And then that's it. I mean, there'll be winds associated to this next storm. Again, this will be really Friday into Saturday as the bulk of the storm, bulk of the wind, but it should be up the central and north coast. 5 degrees this morning for Prince Rupert. Good morning to you. and good morning to you in Grand Prairie, where you need to bundle up at minus 13. Here's the temperatures right across the prairies, looking at chilly temperatures. The Paw feeling like minus 19, Regina feeling like minus 13. Snow melting on contact. And, you know, I want snow pretty much yesterday. I wanted it for a while now. I live in Ancaster. Any snow you did get last night, and I woke up to about 3 or 4 centimeters this morning, probably will melt because the sun's going to come out today. Now, I want it all because I want the sun too, and I'm sure you do too because it's been a while since we've seen it. So the sunshine will return. We will see 5 to 10 centimeters in the shores of Lake Huron. That's a bit of lake effect snow, but not a big event. Here's your wind chill. So while it's sunny, it will be a little bit chilly. Minus 6 will be what the temperature feels like with the wind chill. Your snow. Plus, we're tracking a couple storms that will move in before Christmas, and we'll talk about that coming up. Dr. Doug will be with me as well. So break it all down for you. The Gaspé Bay region, 20 to 30 plus centimeters. Bathurst, same for you. And Joketown, looking at a little less, darker blue shaded area. Just like yesterday, though, whenever we have a storm that's mixing in with some warmer air, we know that it'll fall as rain. And you think about a snowflake aloft always starts as a snowflake. Well, not always, but as long as we can get snowflakes to form in a cloud, they're snow, and then they fall. Well, whether they melt, if they partially melt, if they melt and freeze again on contact, that's how we determine what's happening at the surface. So at the surface, we're going to melt that snowflake completely, and we're going to get rain. Up here, we could have the potential of it freezing on contact. That could be some freezing rain for Corner Brook. Whereas, even though it's the same color, not to be confused with, this will be mixed precipitation. Mixed precipitation is really just that wet, kind of sloppy snow. And then straight snow, as you saw, to the north. So there's a little breakdown of how those storms work. High pressure, seasonal by your Friday. Same for you in the prairies. Lots of sunshine to enjoy. And, of course, those wet conditions out west. Hey, it's Friday Eve, right? That's what they call Thursday now. I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. We are a week away from Christmas Eve. So what's your forecast shaping up to be? Of course, we'll have details here at the Weather Network. Snow and rain for today. We'll let you know who. And then what is a weather bomb exactly? A lot of people throw that around. Oh, it's a weather bomb. Big storm coming through. We'll let you know exactly what a weather bomb is, what that means, expected as well. But then after that, your pattern does calm down. It relaxes. So 45 to 60 millimeters of rain for Tofino. Most of the wind will be up through the central and north coast with this next area of low pressure. Higher elevation snowfalls. That means our snow levels are coming down, which basically means it can snow at a lower altitude. Okay, 45 to 60 millimeters in the red there. Here's a look at Saturday. So this is the bulk of the snow and rain will probably be Friday into Saturday. So we're looking ahead. Notice those isobars that are packed closely together. That always means
this weather segment.
All very interesting points. You have more money in the pocket, you can do more flying, right? Especially flying is a lot easier this time of year when you're dealing with snowy road conditions. Let's go to our current systems map where we see high pressure dominating through the prairies. That means an abundance of sunshine. Still a little on the chilly side, though, through Sask and Man, but we will be warming up. Watching a BC system, watching an East Coast system that will be departing, but not before it brings a lot of different types of wintry precipitation. West Coast, 45 to 60 millimeters of rain in the forecast for Tofino, and then 15 to 30 centimeters in Whistler. Good morning to you in Whistler. Get ready to do some skiing because finally, well, I mean, we've got a nice base, but now we're going to get some nice fresh powder, right? That's the way you want to ski. Minus 12 in Saskatoon. How about Ontario? Well, it's a little bit chilly, but that doesn't stop people from donating this time of year. Here's Cap. That little trick where you throw the boiling water into the air like that, it freezes. That's so cool. Everybody's tried it. If you haven't, you should. Just don't burn yourself, but it's a lot of fun. But do not stick your tongue to a metal post. Don't do that winter trick. That doesn't end well. BC heavy rain, that won't let up. More snow in the east. That's what we're talking about. And how about this Christmas storm? You probably heard, various hashtags such as weather bomb or even Santa bomb. Everybody wants to give kind of a funny name to the storm. The fact is we'll have the facts on the storm, what exactly it's going to do soon, because you're going to still see some rainfall, 45 to 60 mil on the extreme west coast. So Tofino, Comox less, maybe about 30 millimeters for you, maybe 45, Squamish a little more. And then the high elevation snowfall. Did you see that? That's good because, well, you can make snow, and really the snow levels have been quite high lately. Now that means we can get snow at a lower altitude. So that's good news. We're going to see that. Storm track will calm down in the long range forecast. That's good news for the rain story. Minus 15s, minus 12s in Saskatoon. Good morning to you. It's still a little cold. It will be warming. And it was just cold enough to basically take it from what it was, rain, into snow. And we could still see a little bit of lake effect snow. That's really just a bit of energy that's going to switch our winds enough to make that temperature difference come together and get some lake effect snow. But it's not going to be a big event, 5 to 10 centimeters. London, you could see that, which would be great because some people like I want a white Christmas, and even the dusting I got last night might melt because the snow will be out, or the sunshine, I should say, will be out today. Okay, this is my envious face. Yes, I really would like that snow. Can you bring it over here, Nate? I know, you got to shovel it, but it sure puts you in the spirit. My husband was saying, "Hun, I got to get in the Christmas spirit." And I said, well, maybe with a Christmas storm, it'll put you in the spirit. Maybe you won't be singing Christmas carols, you'll be singing the blues. We have a major travel impact kind of storm on our hands. We'll talk about that. Doketown 10 to 20 centimeters, Bathurst 20 to 30 plus, and the Gaspé region still the same deal for you. You saw Fredericton there from Nate, still the same kind of forecast on tap for you. Well, the mixed precipitation and the rain stays to the southeast. It will be the bulk of the rain, so wet roads continuing. There's our system, our Pacific low here moving on the shores of western Vancouver Island as we speak, and do expect anywhere from about maybe 45 millimeters of rain possible for Tofino, maybe even more than that, 60. Wind chills are going to be backing off, so good morning to you in La Ronge, Saskatchewan. Minus 15 is what it feels like right now, minus 12 in Saskatoon, but it's a lot warmer in Mississauga. Right away when Kevin said, "So where are you going?" Mexico. I was like, oh, geez, wouldn't that be nice, right? Yeah, maybe you're one of those people that like to get away for the holidays as opposed to spending them back home. If you are spending them back home, we'll have a look at your forecast. Minus 3 for Toronto. Here's Kasia Paderka on how you can give back this time of year. My favorite too, peanut butter, and my dog's favorite. Yeah, Symphony, my Chesapeake Bay Retriever, goes nuts for peanut butter. Maybe your dog does too. Minus 3 for you in Quebec City, partly cloudy this evening. Sept-Îles, we'll see a little bit of snowy conditions, just wrap around moisture. Moncton, Fredericton, that's where we find our own Nathan Coleman with the latest on the storm. He looks like he's enjoying it. All Christmas decorations look better when they're covered in snow, as far as I'm concerned. Let's hope we get a white Christmas for many of you this season. Now, you might disagree. You might say, no, I'm good with pavement. Thank you very much, Jaclyn. I don't feel like shoveling, so to each his own. Bathurst, 20 to 30 plus centimeters for you. The Gaspé region, the same deal. Doketown, this is the same storm that moved through Ontario yesterday, and through northern Ontario, they saw straight snow. That's where the cold air is kind of locked up. And Edmundston, you're still going to be getting into some snowy conditions, and it's really not going to change over to rain or mixed for you. But for some of these regions like Moncton and Charlottetown, mixed precipitation, possibility of some rain, kind of sloppy, really, driving wise. Anyway, Badger down through St. John's, it's colder there, but it's still warm enough to support rainfall. All right, and a good Thursday morning to you as we get you in front of the top stories here at the Weather Network. BC heavy rain will not let up. More snow in the east and the potential big storm on Christmas. I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. Let's begin our story by taking a look at you out west. We have seen some heavy rain showers over the last, and put the umbrella away and grab that snow shovel or the snow scraper. Either way, you're getting 15 to 30 centimeters of fresh powder for the slopes. Yeah, I'm just trying to sound like I actually know anything to do with snowboarding and skiing. I don't. I'm not very good at either. But if you are, then you're going to be happy because we're going to get a nice addition to the base that's already there in Whistler. 45 to 60 millimeters of rain in the darker shaded red areas. Same for you, Tofino. Most of the heavy rain and the wind with this next storm Friday into Saturday will be on the central and north coast. 5 degrees for Prince Rupert is what you're waking up to. Minus 13. Good morning to you in Grand Prairie, and good morning in Abbotsford, where you're seeing 5. How about negative 5 for you in Lethbridge? Warming temperatures, not quite as warm as where you'll be yet, but it is getting a little better. But still in through Manitoba, minus 19 with the wind chill. So still a little on the nippy side for sure. All right, if we go to Ontario, we saw some fresh snow and that storm took its time. Number one. Number two, brought everything from rain to mixed precipitation, freezing rain through Ottawa, and then snow. Well, we have a little bit of leftover moisture. We're still going to see a little bit of snow, plus a little bit of lake-enhanced snow as well. That system is now in the Maritimes. We'll talk about how the impacts happen there as well. But minus 1 in Toronto, minus 6. It'll be similar temperature at Pearson Airport. Kevin Yard had a chance to visit one of the busiest airports this time of year. All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. Yeah, I imagine that there could be some travel impacts with the next storm that we're tracking through Pearson Airport and also through areas like Montreal and the Ottawa Airport. we'll keep a close eye on that story. Whether or not it's going to be one big storm or 2 or 3 smaller pieces of energy, one way or another, we're going to get snow, we're going to get rain, we're going to get wind. I'll have a chance to talk to Dr. Doug Gillum throughout the hour on more about this. 10 to 20 centimeters still with the storm that I was talking about that was in Ontario yesterday, now in Atlantic Canada. We have that separation of mild air. It's pretty evident here by looking at where that rain-snow line sits. So Badger, Gander, all rain. St. John's, a little cooler there than it was the last few days.